Hello, Nuta here, back to you for another video by request. This request been um, in the making for a long time. Lots of people ask me about this request, but finally, after the new year, after all the celebration, after always being so busy, I getting to catch up on my videos. Anyway, the topic today is how to maintain a classical guitar. Let me say again. Haven't had enough sleep, so I can't talk properly. How to maintain a classical guitar, okay? Guitar maintenance, basically. So, I'm gonna use this guitar sent to me by Phil. I'm gonna give you some background of the guitar. Now, Phil has had this guitar for a long, long time. Phil from Tasmania, and he had some issues. He took it to several luthiers, and now they want to repair it, to fix it, because they say it's not worth it. And so Phil looked online and saw my YouTube videos, the same one you're watching now, and he was very impressed with the work I was doing. And he said, "Well, I'm amazed at your work and your knowledge and so on. And would you like a guitar? I send it to you because it's cannot be repaired." And I go, "Wow, thanks, Phil. Okay, send it to me and see what I can do." Anyway, the guitar had some issue, and which were all preventable. Okay, so the first thing was the top here, the belly of the guitar was all wavy like that. So it went due to lack of humidity. So it wasn't moist, so it was drying up. And the danger of the top drying up and not getting enough humidity or food for it to feed is this one here. You get cracks, big cracks down there, see? So basically what happens is that all around the top here is glued, so the top has nowhere to move. The only place where it could give in or give out is the weakest part, which is over here. So as the wood dry, it has to find somewhere to release tension, and usually the middle part of the guitar is the weakest point. Even a string, a rope, if you hold the string and you pull it until it breaks, most likely it will break in the middle or somewhere, the weakest point. And here, see, that's due to lack of humidity. So sometimes it crack anywhere, could be anywhere where is the wood is weakest. So if you don't feed it, you're gonna get cracks, and 95% of all the damages happens to the guitar, any guitar, but mainly classical guitars because they are delicate, is due to lack of humidity. So we want to avoid that. Okay. And to do that, this is what we do. I do this every 3 to 4 months, sometimes 6 months, depending on how humid the weather is. So you got to feed the guitar. The guitar is organic. Okay, it's not a piece of metal, it's a piece of wood. So what you do is, there are humidifiers on the market, but you have to buy it and it takes a while to sand it and all that. But this is what you do. Okay, I'll take a zip bag, one of those sandwich bags. Yeah, you get a piece of tissue and you fold it. Yeah, then you moisture it, wet it. You have to use spray gun, whatever, as long as it's like that. Make sure it doesn't drip or anything, just enough water to be moist. Yeah, then you put it into the bag. Sometimes I take the scissors and cut a few holes so that the humidity come out. Okay, but I don't have a spare scissors here, but imagine it's got holes in it, or a hole punch or whatever. Okay, you take the wet tissue and put in here like that. Make sure it's not dripping, not too much water, like that. Okay, make sure that the mouth of the bag is also open like that. Yeah, like that. Then you put this one here, the whole bag, inside the hole, like that. Yeah, put all the way there to the bottom, so it goes all the way to the bottom. Yeah, then take some masking tape or any tape so it doesn't damage the guitar. Yeah, and tear it like that. Okay, and you cover the hole cover the hole. One. My videos are not planned, so sometimes the sequence is not over, but you get an idea. And then two, make sure you cover completely, so no air, no moisture will come out. Completely. Excuse. Okay. Something like that. Well, I left a bit of a gap here, but you do a better job at home, okay? So make sure you get no gaps like that in between. Make sure it's all sticking down. Yeah? Just for demonstration only, but you take your time and do it properly. Let me just try to cover the hole there. That, yeah. So no moisture. There's still some gap there, but you push it down and you make sure it's all sealed. So no moisture come out, yeah? And you leave it for a while, like a long while. Like in this case of Fuse guitar, it took 6 months for the wood to straighten out, and now it's like flat, beautiful. Yeah, no more those big waves. Yeah, so it takes a while. Also depends on how often you do it. Okay, so if you do it often, you don't have to leave it for such a long time. So that's what you do to feed the wood inside. Okay, because outside is lacquer, it's finished, it cannot absorb anything, so you feed it from inside. So it will prevent the top from curving, belling up and cracking. We prevent the back from splitting the middle here, most of the time splitting the middle, and the bind to break off as well. So that's how you feed the guitar from the inside. Okay, give it good food, organic food, which is just water. Okay. The next thing you do is, normally do it around, is to take care of the polish, the clear polish here. Okay, and to do that, I use water, soap, whatever product which is safe for the finish. I normally use a number of products that I'll show you later. This one here, a Dunlop guitar polish cleaner. So this is good handy because I'm gonna get cloth here. Okay, here we are. So you spray, after you spray that, not too much, just enough, yeah. And with the microfiber wrap, you just make sure you get all the dirt, all that, and this also help prevent the polish from clouding up and all that. Yeah, so you rub it until the solution dries up, and you're left with a beautiful polish, beautiful finish. And the guitar looks brand new. Because the scratches is there, you might need to buff up the scratches, but no, it doesn't take long. That's not more than a minute to do that, and you do this every time you change the strings. Right? I'll show you like that. Here, see, beautiful. Yeah. So basically, you take care of the top, and I do the same thing on the back and the side on the whatever is clear polish, you do it. So maybe somewhere up here too, and so on. Yeah. Now, next one is the neck of Fuse guitar was curved, all curved. Okay, over 50 years. This one was made in late 60s, 1960s. Over 50 years, the string tension pull the neck up, all the way up, so much that normally the gap between this fret and string is about 3 millimeters. This one had about 10 millimeters, so 1 centimeter. So it was so high it was impossible to play. Okay, so to avoid the neck from bending like that, okay, what you do, you loosen up the strings. If you don't play for a long time such as like 50 years, you loosen the string. Okay, so you don't put tension on it. Okay, but if you don't play for about a week or 2 weeks or something, you can leave the string on. But again, how much tension does it take to bend the neck of the guitar. It depends on the string, depends on the weight, depends on humidity, depends on a lot of factors. But again, keep in mind this: any tension is a tension. Okay, any force is a force. So, how heavy is this string here? Yeah, not very heavy. Yeah, so the tension is not very high, but you hold it for 50 years. See what happens. Just hold it for 50 years. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So if you use the guitar, loosen the strings, save the neck from bending this way. Because if it bends, then it's very difficult to fix. And this one took me about 6 months under the press. I'll tell you more bit about it later to fix it. Okay, so to avoid the neck from bending, okay, when you play the guitar, the humidity, the moisture of the finger will go on the fretboard anyway. So in a way you feed it, so it stops it from bending. But if it's left in the storage and it's dry, then the humidity here, the moisture evaporates and it shrinks, the wood shrinks. So what you find is this: the fretboard here, it dries up and shrinks, so you can actually feel the gap between the fretboard and the neck. You can feel it here. Yeah, it's all shrunk. Okay, and the shrinkage is not only shrinks this way but also that way, so it would shrink and pull the neck that way too, and that's part of the reason why the neck bends. So okay, so you play, you feed it with the moisture of your hands, so it's it will prevent that. But if you don't play it, this is what you do. Also to prevent the okay, so when the fretboard strings, the wood strings, the metal frets there don't shrink. It's metal, doesn't shrink as much. So after a few years, you find out that the wood is shrunk and the frets there are exposed. So when you play, it hurts your fingers. Okay. So to do that, you have to file the frets down. Okay. And I'll show you later if I remember. There's so much to talk about. Okay. So when you change strings, feed the fretboard and the neck by. This is the fastest way. Again, Dunlop. This is lemon oil, okay, and it's handy because the top here has an applier like a felt cloth. So you go, and feed it like that, So a bit, not too much, just enough, yeah, like that. Make sure it's on that, and then with your finger you go and rub it all in like that. And this is not only cleans the fretboard, also feeds it, and the moisture, the oil will seep through to the neck there. Okay, and it maintains it, stops it from bowing, from shrinking, all that. Okay, so you do that every time you change the string. Doesn't take long. See, less than a minute, like that. And also looks nice. I'll show you now. I'll do it for you quickly so you can have a look. Look. See? Beautiful. Looks like new. So that's how you feed it. Now, you can use other oil as well. The one I use is, okay, these ones here were about $15 from any music shop or online. If you have a lot of guitars like me, you don't use that. I use this one here, which is as good. Linseed oil. Oh, let me just move the hand. Yeah? Raw linseed oil. You get it from your Home Depot, and it's much cheaper. Like this one here is about $15. This one here depends where you get it. It might be $5 to $10. The only trouble with this one here is that it will only last for 3 centuries. So you might need to go down to your local depot every 3 centuries to buy a bottle of this. It's an inconvenience, but it's worth it. Okay, so same thing, you would apply to the fretboard here and rub it, the linseed oil like that. So you fit the thing. Yeah. Now, the other thing is this one here, the gears. Sometimes it gets stuck, sometimes it's hard, and you got gunk and dirt there. So try to clean it out first. Clean it all out. I'll do it roughly so you can get an idea. And what I use is oil, any oil. It could be lemon oil, linseed oil, olive oil, whatever, you know. But I normally use this one here. This is the valve and slide oil for the trombone or the trumpets. because it's thinner and it's not greasy and it doesn't leave attract all the dust. So there, half a drop or something like that. There, done. Very, very, and that will stop all the squeaks and all that. Now, see, beautiful, moves beautifully. Yeah. Now, the other thing you do is you get. So that's for the thing. The other thing you do is you need a pencil. Okay, the pencil, nicely sharp, and you color inside of the grooves here on the nut. Yeah, put that like that. Now that's graphite. Graphite is a lubricant, one of the best lubricants, like that. When the string go in, it would lubricate the string to move back up and down easily, so you don't get squeaks. And also, when string breaks, normally it breaks here. The high tension is here, so the graphite will stop the string from breaking that often. So you save a lot of money. Yeah, the pencil. Now, a bit about Phil's guitar. So this one was also dried up, but Phil took it to several luthiers and we all refused to fix it. It's not worth it at all. And Phil will take it hard, was a bit sad with one of the comments with the luthier. One of the luthiers said, luthier described the guitar as being like a, because the neck was so bent, the guitar has been like a skateboard, was all this way. So what I did was that I had to put the guitar, the neck, under heat press. So one clamp here, one piece of cork wood in the middle here to straighten it. So, and I put an iron on top of it and steam it and put oil and spray water in it for a long time. So I did it maybe 10 times. Every time take it off and test it again. And now the neck here is straight, very straight, like a ruler. Okay. This method is not always successful. It depends on how much natural moisture or sap is in there in the fibers, so that you can melt it and glue it. And sometimes the wood is so dry that there's not enough fluid sap inside it to break and form the hydrogen bonds. So it depends. In this case, we're lucky; it was a success. And you can feel it. You know whether the neck is too dry by if the gap here. You can feel it. If there's a bit of gap there between the joints, you know it's dry. And here too, you can feel a bit of gap there, but it's nothing you can do. It's the edge, but it's all preventable. If you follow the steps I told you, this won't happen. Okay, that's why my guitars are all in beautiful condition, despite the fact that they are 50, 60, sometimes 70 years old, and sometimes 100 years old. So. After that, I gave his guitar a quick polish, keeping all the marks here, which are historical, give meaning, be value to the guitar. I wouldn't repaint it, record, because it wouldn't be the same guitar anymore. So tips to maintain the guitar. I hope you found useful. So the first thing you do is, take the strings out. Don't reuse the string, throw away strings. The strings are so cheap nowadays, not like in the old days. You can get a cheap set of strings for half an hour worth of labor, so it's nothing. Yeah, it's much easier and better to change the string on new strings. So when you take the string off, use one of these to clean the top, back the sides, feed the guitar from inside with a zip bag and a piece of tissue, and then cover it up. Yeah, leave it there for maybe for about 3-4 days at least. Depends on how the top is. If it's very bendy and curved, leave it for weeks until it's straightened up. Use some sort of oil, linseed oil or lemon oil, to clean the fretboard, to feed the neck so it doesn't bend. Yeah. Watch out for the gears. Feed the gears well with oil. Yeah, so it doesn't squeak. Lubricate the grooves and the nut. Yeah. And sometimes check here if the saddle is all smooth, because sometimes it's damaged and it gets sharp and it can break the strings. Yeah, So that's what you do. So I'm gonna string this guitar up and let you hear how it sounds. And I'm gonna pause the video and start later. I'll do another video with how to restring the classical guitar in a separate video. Otherwise, it's gonna take too long. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. The guitar is all restrung, tuned up, and I'm gonna play you something so you can get an idea how it sounds like. By the way, I've tuned the top, the bracing inside to give it a. It's an A, E there, C sharp. So you got your A, C sharp, E, A major. So we it vibrates to the chord of A. So any chords which has those three notes in it, or harmonics or overtones, will sound beautiful. Okay, so the strings are new, and I've used light tension string because I don't want to put pressure on the neck yet. Let's see how it settles. The action here now is perfect. It's like the way the Luther made it. 3 millimeters here and 3.5 on the 6th string here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so something like let me just tune it up again because we have brand new string and we stretch. Now strings will stretch about 3 days, so you have to keep tuning up constantly until I stop stretching. And to help them settle faster, you pull the string like this. Just pull them, yeah, like that. So it's gonna go out of tune while I play, but you keep in mind that you got new strings. Okay, let's hope it doesn't go out of tune while I'm playing. Here we go, something like let me think, make up something. Okay, so it's pretty good. It's a good guitar. Let's see how it compares to after my alteration, something like, let me just have a look. I'm gonna turn it back to you guys. Let's go for a big challenge. How about compare it with this one here? This is a Milagro MRC7, 7 strings, $3,500. See how this one here fares with our old 1960s Matsuoka number 20 restored. So something again quickly. No, to my ears, that one sounds better. The Matsuoka M20. Oh, I said not M20, number 20. $3,500. Not to put it down to Milagro, but back to the Matsuoka M20. Doesn't have as much projection as that. It doesn't come out. Yeah, and this is one of the reasons why I love Japanese guitars. They are affordable and they are good. The number 20 is it's an entry level of the Matsuoka range, but already you can hear it's better. Sounds better than $3,500, $4,000 guitar. So, and you can pick it up for a fraction of the price now. Yeah. I just had an email from Angus. Hi Angus. He sent me. He said he just picked up a Japanese guitar, Morris, and he compared it with a one of the Australian-made guitars. I won't mention the name because I want him to do well, which is $2,300. So $2,300 compared with his guitar, which is $400, and his guitar, the Japanese guitar, is 1,000 times better than the new guitar, new tailor-made guitar. And he asked me why. Oh, well, it's all due to availability. People go to the shop and then they want to see the guitar. Say, I want to try this guitar. Try a few. So I like this one. I buy it. So they buy whatever's available at the shop. And vintage guitar like this are lost in history. People don't buy them not because they're not good, but because they don't know about them. If it's the Matsuoka, how many people know who Matsuoka was? You know. But we have fantastic guitars, and especially after all the upgrade, the finishing on the bracelet, all that, it sounds like, I say, $4,500, $5,000 guitar at least. Okay, so there you are. This is how to maintain a guitar. So make sure you clean the outside, feed it from inside, feed the fretboard on the neck, put oil on the tuners here, put some graphite in here, and change the strings every so often. Now, but don't wait for 2 years, because the string will fray whether you play or not. But so decorate. The moment you put tension on the string, the chemical reaction starts and it will go downhill. So change them often. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, even you don't have and enjoyed the video, give me a like anyway. Give us a thumb up. Subscribe if you haven't. Let me know what you think. Put a comment below. Any request, send me a request. I still have another 28 videos to go, but I'll get to it. Okay. Cheers.